because when you lose games like that, you know, you appreciate what it's like to win games, and you know, they've nicked that game today. We should have been 3-0 up at half time.
The performance, pride back into the side after that today. Are you pleased with it?
There's pride in the shirt, and that's the most important thing. The last 2 games we've been away from home and we haven't had that. That's the first time today that I've been able to put a team out as far as since I've been Leeds United manager to what I'm looking to achieve here. You know, I look at Leicester's team, and that's why they're top of the league. They've got a team that mirrors teams that have won championship over the last 10 years, and you know, we're trying to do that, and we're trying to mirror that team. You know, so that's what's happened today. You know, we've got good shape to us. We worked really hard, and how we've lost it, I do not know.
So what you're saying is that formation that we saw today is what you want to work with
that formation over the last 10 years. That Leicester team that you saw today is a team that wins this league. That's what this league's about. And you have to play the league. You go into the Barclays Premier League, it's a different game again. And I've learnt that. But I know what happens in this league, and I know what's required.
Okay. Today you created more chances maybe in the first 45 minutes than you've done for 3 weeks today. I mean, how do you account for that? You hit a post, off the line, one-on-one that you'd expect Ross to score 99 times out of 100.
Well, that's football, you know. Sometimes they don't go in. You've got to get a 0-0 draw. So we've got done right at the end. And, you know, they've spent a fortune on that team. That team has took... You know, you can go back in the last 5 years, how long it's taken to put that team together in a team that they'll probably go up with. And, you know, that's what it's like. Sometimes it takes time, and I know that better than anybody.
4 changes today. I know one was enforced. That meant Luke Varney came in. The reaction we got from fans that he's had a really good game today. How did you see his
I thought he did really well. I thought he worked really hard. I thought he worked well with Ross, caused them problems. I thought Brownie did well in midfield. I thought Warnock did well at left back. You know, Sam Byron, I think the 2 wingers, I think need a bit of time, but they give us a bit of width. Jimmy hasn't played for a little while, so I know what Jimmy's all about. Cameron's going to be a good player for us, so it's important that we keep the confidence levels up and get the next result against Ipswich.
How far off do you think Jimmy Kevy is in terms of being fully flying?
Well, he didn't train for like 3 or 4 days. It was touch and go whether or not he could play today because he had a bad back. So, you know, he got himself out there today, so we were pleased about that. But I know Jimmy better than anybody, so he needs time, and once you see Jimmy back to his full fitness, you'll see a top player.
It's been a really stormy couple of weeks, to be quite fair, hasn't it? And what's going on with the club now, with a little while to go before the next game, it's very important, isn't it? That stability is ensured now. I mean,
it's number one priority that everything is done and dusted and sorted. You know, we're disappointed with the results that's happening at this moment in time, but the most important thing is this football club is in the right hands, and I believe it's going to go into the right hands. I really do.
What about signings, Brian? You were expecting to meet somebody yesterday. Has anything materialised from that?
We had a conversation. I can't go into the details because it's quite complicated, but it's someone that we're trying to do as we speak.
Okay, and you think that might happen? Quite sure. There's not going to be an Ashley Barnes situation.
This isn't an Ashley Barnes situation. This is a little bit more complicated. It's different. I'm not saying it's more complicated. Okay. It's a different scenario. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but you're hopeful that this will go through, and that you.
We want it to go through. We want it to go through.
So. Okay, disappointed with the result today. Lots of good things to come out of it. You're just going to work on the same, back to basics now for the next week.
We've got to work. We worked really hard this week on the team shape, and you could see that. The fans see that. They responded to it. I'm devastated again for the fans, but we move on again.
Okay. Any injuries or any worries? Michael Brown took a few knocks today.
Yeah, he did. Brownie gets a bit of stick, you know, but I tell you what, he kept getting up, and you know, 1 or 2 tackles on him. Nugent was lucky to be on the pitch, actually. If someone had seen, he kicked out of Piercy in the first half, so he was lucky to actually be on the pitch.
Well, there was that one, and there was also, I felt, Wes Morgan's arm through on Luke Varney.
Saw someone.
We thought it was a red.
You saw our player gets a 3-game ban last week for going up for a challenge. His elbow was down by his sides, so I've seen that because that happened to us last week.
This is it. They get one effort at the end. They take it, they poach it. They know they've got away with it. You just don't seem to be getting some of the decisions your way at the moment. It's sort of how it is sometimes, isn't it?
That's how it is when you're at the top of the league. When you're at the top of the league, these things happen, and you win games that maybe you're not entitled to win. But that's football, you know. I've been there myself at the top of the league, and I remember coming to Leeds for Reading once. Nothing in the game, and we won it early on. That's how it is.
Just to put it into perspective then, bit of a watershed moment maybe on Sunday when you all had a chat together, do you think?
I think so, but it doesn't make your weekend any better because you've got the beat. Having said that, we showed a lot of pride today, and you're just gutted for these fans, you really are.
Now you can tell. And any players going out, Brian?
Not yet. Not that we know of, no.
OK, Brian, we'll speak again before the next game, but it's good to see the pride back in the shirt tonight.
Thank you.
It's Brian McDermott here after the